have you gotten enough mass talk yet? Have ya? Have ya? Have ya?
You ever wonder how they got us to comply? You ever wonder how we got to this point of no return? As you can already see, this is a point of no return, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that to me, look, I'm not saying I'm scared. I will never say that, I'm so scared. But Jesus Christ, what they are doing to us, man. Now they've got the first fucking lady, Jill Biden. Jill Biden is now having her little old Super Bowl rollout. You thought you were going to be sitting around and watching the big game tonight. Sitting around with family and friends and enjoying and just having a great time, eating great food. And watching some great commercials, because that's what 90% of people watch the Super Bowl for anyways, is just the commercials and the movie previews and stuff like that. But now, to no surprise, of course, they have to fit agenda in there. This goes even deeper than just what I'm talking about here. This goes back to, let's say, a week or two ago. On HAP, right? We were doing an episode. Someone commented and said, how do you feel about people sitting down in front of movies and movies pretty much brainwashing people and eating popcorn like slaves or like sheep or whatever, right? Now, while that's not the podcast for that, this is the podcast for that. I want to go back and elaborate on that, because what they said was 100% true. And, while, yes, obviously, I love movies, and hopefully one day I'll be able to make money off of, reviewing and doing stuff, pretty much doing what I do on that podcast, right? And other stuff in the movie industry. Like, as much as I love the movie industry and the film industry, there is brainwashing in it. There's brainwashing in everything. That's why they target the things that we, the people, love so much. Now, to no surprise, back to Joe Biden. To no surprise, they're putting their agenda in the most watched event of the year. Hands down. Like, it's not even close. Nothing is close. Nothing is as close to the Super Bowl. That's why the Super Bowl is pretty much a holiday here in America. That's why, there's 3-day weekends in the Army, because the Super Bowl, people, yeah, it's a thing. So they know they have the eyes watching. They know that everyone's going to be tuned in, and everyone's going to dissect every damn commercial in the Super Bowl. With that being said, now is the time to fit your agenda in. Now is the time to pay to get your ads into the Super Bowl. And let me tell you something. Animal Planet, drinking the Kool-Aid, as they always have been, putting out, like I said last night in that video, misinformation. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Misinformation. Because remember about, let's say, 8 months ago, right? Towards the end of the summer, these reports started coming out saying that dogs, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, dogs are getting COVID. Cats are getting COVID. Turtles, my favorite animal, my favorite pet, I guess it's not an animal, but my favorite pet, turtles are getting COVID. And now, while you would think most people would say, hey, it's common sense that a turtle isn't going to be able to attract fucking COVID. While it should be common sense that pets aren't going to contract COVID. Now, while You would assume most people would think that and think, oh, common sense. You put two and two together. Hey, that's false. Nope. Majority of people are eating this shit up. Now we've got the first lady of America sitting on our televisions as we are eating wings and pizza and nachos and all this other shit and enjoying just a company of friends and family and just having a great time watching the greatest sport of mankind. We've got Joe Biden spreading this message saying, well, I'll let you hear it for yourself.
Hi there, I'm Jill Biden here at the White House with our two dogs, Champ and Major. For a lot of us,
no one gives a fuck what your dog's names are.
During this pandemic, our pets have been such a source of joy and comfort, and maybe a bar,
as well as brainwashing millions on millions on millions.
Or two on a video conference. The unconditional love from a dog is one of the most beautiful things on earth, and we owe it to them to keep ourselves healthy. So please keep wearing your masks, even when you're out walking your dog. Right, guys?
I don't know if you all heard the dog, but the dog literally said, shut the fuck up. But this goes back to the shit that I was saying last night and the shit that Jay's been saying for a long time as well. What is up with this mask bullshit? That's all we can really call it at this point. Mask bullshit. This agenda with the whole mask. All right, last night we talked about the double mask. Today, I wake up and I see this shit. This commercial gets leaked online and I see it. And I say, oh boy, are we in for a treat tonight. So now, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, nobody's going to pay attention. No, people are going to pay attention to this shit and they're going to run with it. People have been running with it. I don't know if you noticed this, but at least here in Florida, I've been seeing people walking outside on sidewalks with a mask on. I shit you not. No other human being in sight. You're walking on the sidewalk, down the street, and you're wearing your mask? When are we going to learn, people? That's all I want to know is when the fuck are we going to learn? There is no reason on earth why we should be sitting around listening to Jill Biden of all people. And again, I have no ill will towards, I don't know Jill Biden. But I also, look, I don't follow this whole code of this prominent figure because, obviously, she's First Lady of America, whether you like it or not. She's an important person. I don't like Biden either, but you can't deny the fact that they are the most important people in America for the next 4 years or before or until Biden dies, whatever. I do not accept the fact, well, I guess I have to say that, but I do not respect the fact that you have the First Lady of the White House sitting on national television, or maybe, hell, even worldwide television at this point. Who knows how many people watch Super Bowl internationally. And then spreading the message of you have to wear your mask outside. You have to wear your mask when walking your dog. Question. Just a real quick question. Now, I know what some people may be thinking, like, oh, well, because you're outside, you're walking your dog. Oh, okay. Keeping your dog safe, right? So, let's go back. I'm not even going to give you an example. I'm going to let you see the example that I'm trying to give you all of what's common sense and what's not common sense. So, Jill Biden. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fast forward a bit. I'm going to go to where she talks about wearing your mask when walking your dog. Let's go.
The unconditional love from a dog is one of the most beautiful things on earth, and we owe it to them to keep ourselves healthy. So please keep wearing your masks, even when you're out walking your dog. Right, guys?
All right, so you're talking about your dog's safety. You're talking about your dog's safety. But yet, not once in this commercial, have we seen this bitch wear a mask? Look at this.
I'm Jill Biden here at the White House. With
Keep
our
your
two
dog
dogs,
safe.
Champ and Mason.
Wear a mask when you're walking your
Proud of us
dogs.
during this pandemic.
But I'm going to sit
Our
beside my
pets
dogs
have
and
been-
talk about health issues and all this other bullshit while not wearing a mask. But I will pull my mask out and not wear it. Look at her petting her dogs. No mask. But yet you're pushing this fucking mask agenda, right? You're saying, oh, when I go walk my dogs, I got to keep my dogs safe. If you're talking about keeping your own fucking dog safe, then how come you aren't wearing a mask? This whole mask bullshit that you're trying to push. I don't know if you all see my point, but you should. When you're sitting there talking about wearing your mask and you're not wearing your fucking mask, what does that tell someone like me? I don't need to wear my fucking mask. Now, again, I'm not saying you should go on a rampage like all these other people. I work at a restaurant. I clearly have to, one, wear a mask, and two, I have to enforce the fact that when people walk into the restaurant, they have to wear a mask. So although I'm against it, I still have to enforce it because I'm a slave at the end of the day. For now, I'm a slave at the end of the day. Just like the rest of you. Just like all of us. This whole compliance issue really bothers me. And I don't know why it bothers me at 28 years old, but it didn't. Don't get me wrong. I served 4 years in the military. I was the ultimate slave. When you're in the military, you're the ultimate slave. I get it. Trust me. But I don't know why at 28 years old, it bothers me so much now, way more than it did 5 years ago. It's crazy. It's crazy. But this whole compliance thing, and I think that is the word of the week now. Because, I think I used it in our last episode. I think Jaron used it a couple times last week, and I started using it again last night. Compliance is the big word right now. Because that is exactly what they are trying to get us to do. No matter whether it makes sense or not, they just want you to jump. Same thing I said last night. They say jump, we say how high. They say put on a mask, we say how many, sir? How many masks should we put on, sir? I am so over this bullshit. I really am. But the question is, are you? Am I alone in this? I do not want to be alone. I do not want to be, because that's scary to me. Jay and I cannot be the only two people out here talking about this bullshit. There's no way we can be the only two people out here talking about what is happening right before our eyes. Right before your eyes. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, are you going to continue to be the ultimate compliance slave? Or are you going to take a stand? Because while I get that we all have to pay bills and all this other shit, which is why I still do the shit that I do, which is why I still work the stupid ass jobs that I work. But there's gonna come a point in time, and I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that, maybe this shit will, I wouldn't say blow over, because obviously it's not gonna blow over. All this mask bullshit. They're talking about double masking now. But hopefully, maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. I have no idea. I really hope this is all a big fucking nightmare. But I have a really bad feeling that it's not. Will you continue to be a slave to compliance? Or will you take a stand? And I'm not saying you have to take a stand today or you have to take a stand tomorrow. But eventually, like I've been saying for a very long time on this podcast, it's going to come to a point, not just in terms of these social issues, but in terms of these health issues, in terms of these economic issues, in terms of all these different issues. The ultimate question is, are you going to take a stand? Which side are you going to be on? And I never thought I'd ever have to say that. I never thought those words would ever come out of my mouth about picking sides and choosing sides and doing this and doing that. Like, are you going to be on the side of freedom or are you going to be on the side of compliance? but it can't be both. We've never been free. And I'm not just talking about race. I'm not just talking about country. I'm talking about humanity, period, on earth. It's been hundreds, if not thousands of years since any human has been fully free. So I want you to take away from this video that one question that I just asked. If you're going to continue to be a slave to compliance, or if you're going to take a stand. Again, it doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. But it has to be someday before it's too late. And they've gathered all their troops of slavery, and mass, and I mean mass destruction will happen to humanity. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, because that helps us out. That helps us continue to spread this message of true freedom, and true freedom of the mind. Are you going to be a free thinker, or are you going to let them think for us? I'd rather the first. I am a freedom thinker. I think freely. Question is, will you? I'm Corn. This is Contemporary Comrades, and I'm out.